Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to make a cover for this journal that I made. It's Christmas themed and it's really different from the usual colors you have. It's very pink and purple, bit of browns, lots of greens as well. I really like this color combination. I thought it was really cool. So I just thought I would make a journal. And now, so it's actually a photo album. And now we need to make a cover for it. So I'm going to show you my very simple patchwork technique. For this, we're going to be using, I actually don't know the name in English. It's thermocollant. So it's a piece of fabric with glue on top. You can actually see the glue. You can see the sides where there's glue because it's all shiny. So this is really important. You need to figure out which side is shiny and we're going to put our cloth on top of the shiny stuff. I'll explain. Then you need pins and we also need lots of scraps of fabric in the colors that you like for your journal. Of course, we need something to put underneath because we're going to be ironing. You don't want to mess with your table, otherwise your boyfriend is going to kill you, and I'm speaking about me. And afterwards, you're going to probably need a sewing machine. You can actually do it without sewing, but I do prefer some sewing, and I recommend using like lots of ribbons and lace to hide all the strange areas, if there are any. So let's just get started. For this, I'm going to prepare the size of my cloth that I want. I'm going to cut like 1 whole inch, I think. Yeah, 1 inch. So that's about 3 centimeters more so that I have space to just fold into my notebook. That's important. So we're just going to measure, and I'm really happy I got this new ruler that says inches because I have no idea what an inch is, and now I can see it's about 3 centimeters approximately. So we need a square of about 31 centimeters, so that's about 12 inches, and that's normal because this is literally just a piece of scrapbook paper. You see? Oh, actually, let's use that. So let's just cut 2 sides. And we're going to need 2, 1 for the front and 1 for the back. Something like that. I'm going to write down on the shiny side, which is the other side, the edges of my page, so I know that I have to go over around here and here. So I'm just going like this. And this is pretty important because otherwise you're going to finish doing your patchwork, you're gonna sew everything, put it on your journal, and notice that it's too short. So we don't want that. So make sure you trace everything so you know that you're not going to fall short. And then we're going to do number 2. That looks about right. And then I'm just going to cut them up. Oh yeah, you need scissors, of course. So now you basically need to position your textiles onto your fusible or iron-on cloth. On the glue side, it's usually quite shiny and quite easy to find. Make sure that all your textiles touch the glue. This is very important, otherwise you will need to sew them on since there won't be any glue to attach them to your fusible. And I think I'm going to use a corner from this beautiful table thingy, vintage, and I'm going to use the top corner. I think it looks really good. I'm just going to cut it off about here and I'm just gonna open up. There we go. So the idea behind opening up this sewing is so that I don't have too much bulk when I press and when I sew and when I glue. I need a little patch of white there. It's just not long enough. Now, where is my Christmas tree? It starts about there. So this is problematic. I'm going to cut it off. And I'm probably going to sew like a star or something. So just want to make sure. That it looks good. So our Christmas tree was somewhere here. Yep. And this Christmas tree is definitely not going to be glued because there's no glue underneath, like there's all textile. So I'm going to have to sew this for sure. Or you could just cut everything like this, but I'm really scared that I'll mess it up and that I'll end up with a gap. So I prefer doing it like this. And putting pins and just sewing. All right, I think this looks really good. I'm really happy with it. So I'm going to put all my pins to make sure that nothing moves, especially all the cloths like this one that are not glued to the fabric. I'm gonna have to just sew them all. Okay, now that I know this is not going to move, I'm going to press it really quickly. Most important parts of the front are done, so now let's do the back. Here I don't have any green from the tree, so I can just add any greens that I like. I really like this one. This is silk. I'm not sure colors are right, so we'll see. And I definitely want to put a piece of this.
I really like to have different textiles, different textures as well, like satin, cotton, wool, etc. Really don't hesitate to just go wild. With the colors, it's the same. Putting some contrast by using darker shades, for example, usually brings out the lighter ones. So don't hesitate to use a lot of different colors within the range you initially chose. I also try not to put similar colors next to each other, so I will tend to alternate between the pinks, the whites, the greens, and the darker shades of burgundy. You can of course protect your textiles with a cloth. Make sure your iron is not too hot if you use synthetics, as they could melt. And I always iron the back to make sure the glue is activated everywhere and everything is glued properly.
And that's the back done. So I've just gone and grabbed all my ribbons. Well, the ribbons that go together with the theme anyways. And these are my scrap ribbons. So yes, I do have a problem. But that's okay, don't we all? I was liking the idea of having something like this, but I'm not sure because it's not white, it's not exactly the same color. So, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and have a look if any of my ribbons or scrap ribbons are talking to me, and if there's anywhere I would like them to go onto this. And the idea is to hide all these edges like this, for instance, so that it looks nice and neat. Actually, this is pretty cool. It's exactly the right size, so I might just do that. I do really like this as well. It was sent to me when I did a Christmas collaboration. This is really cool, and I love it with the background.
It can be quite a long process, but I really appreciate it. I think it's really therapeutic. All you need to think about is, do I like this association or not? I love doing this, and I use the same process with my removable notebook or book covers that you can see in my other videos and that you can find on YouTube and my Etsy shop, of course. I absolutely love making those. It's so much fun. Should I make a full tutorial on how to make removable notebook covers? Let me know down in the comments.
So now that we have what we want, I'm going to pin all of them in place and cut them to size. And if you don't have a sewing machine or something like this is where you can actually glue them. Of course, you need to make sure that your ribbons stand the glue, because most of them are going to stain, especially really like these ones that are satin. They usually stain with the glue, so be careful. Don't put too much glue. Try before, see how it looks. And you can tell I'm speaking from experience, of course. But you know, if that happens, that's okay. It's happened to me before, and what I did is I just did some embroidery. I just sewed on, so there's more sewing, some stuff that I really liked, and I just hid all the glue stains. So you can always just cover them up if you need to. So I hope you guys are enjoying the weather today. What's the weather like in your country? Is it hot, cold, raining or not? Here it rained all morning and then it just stopped. So now it's pretty nice, but not nice enough to actually go out. This is much better. It's a bit cold. Oh, and I just downloaded this Step app application. Well, if you haven't followed my channel, you probably don't know this, but I have a broken foot. I've had a broken foot for over 4 years now. It's not really mending at all. And well, I don't walk much, I guess. But when you're always on, you know, working from home, you don't work much anyways. So I would like to know, like, are you guys sporty people or not? Are you more like me? Actually, I do love sports. I love dancing, which I can't really do anymore. I love yoga, but with my foot, it's become really complicated to do yoga. Because I can't, you know, go on the points of my feet anymore. So a lot of stuff has just become a lot more painful, and I tend not to do them anymore if it's painful or not too much. Anyways, I guess maybe I could go anyways and do yoga, but you know, when you're in pain, sometimes it's a little bit hard to get motivation. Are any people here with some chronic pains? I think that's the hardest thing to really work with, like arthritis. So I've had, since my foot has been broken, I was like in a wheelchair for a while and I really couldn't like step at all. So I developed arthritis, of course, really needed that. And now I have the broken foot and arthritis on my broken foot. So maybe that's why it's not really getting better. Okay, it's looking pretty good. It's not giving Christmas, like, at all, but it's looking good. So that's okay. And since there's gonna be the Christmas tree on the other side, I think it should be fine. I'm not sure about this one or this one. This is a bit too matchy-matchy. And this is a bit too strong. That's a bit too pink. And I could just leave it. I think I'm going to leave it. I like it like this. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it. Okay. Ooh, one more. That's my favorite. And here and here, I'm not putting anything because I quite like how it's looking. And if I want to change it, I can always just do a nice sewing, you know, like something a bit different with my sewing machine, or do some embroidery, maybe embroider some beads or something. This is always that. Okay, looking great. Let's move on to the front now. So here we have all our presents to do, and we have a couple of seams that need our attention. I think I'm gonna need a bit more white lace. So this is how I store my lace. I quite like it. And I do have quite a lot of white lace. I do have some Christmas lace. That would be pretty cool. I think I love it. I'm gonna do that one for sure. Then we have, this one is just super huge, but it is pretty cool. What I probably forget to mention is that I want to embroider the tree. I want to add all the decorations in the tree with embroidery and beads. So like all the little Christmas decorations on it. And I really hope it's gonna turn out good. I'm not sure. Oh, this is really nice. Then we have this more brownish one. Right now I'm so happy I got some Christmas ribbons. I can't even remember. Oh yes, I made an advent calendar with little pouches that I attached on like a piece of wood, and I added really nice ribbons on each of the pouches so that it looked more Christmassy. And this is why I got them. Really happy with this. And then I quite like this. I think it looks good. So I think we're all done. There's this, but I'm gonna put a star, I think. So it should be fine. Next we have the Christmas presents. So how do we want to make these Christmas presents? Because I like Christmas presents that are 3D, but that's quite hard to make. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna bother with 3D, and I think I'm just going to make some nice little boxes, like squares, like all different shapes and sizes. I'm going to put this black one at the back where it's darker. Okay, next let's cut off the edges. Do we want a really long Christmas present? Yes, why not?
And now let's just keep cutting little presents and organize them so that they look nice under the Christmas tree.
All right, I think we're pretty good. I'm gonna get my iron and we're going to iron all of this flat. think this is looking great.
I'm quickly going to put pins in all the presents so that they don't move.
And then the next step is to find ribbons. And I have all of these satin ribbons that I keep, so they're usually a bit dark, but that's okay. I like this one here. And I think I'm just gonna use some glue because they're like so thin. Really like this one there. So yeah, I'm just gonna add a bit of textile glue to make sure they don't move, to sew them in place. Oh guys, I think I'm gonna cry. I love it. I think it looks so cool and so pretty. Oh, I really do have tears forming up. Oh my god, I love it. Okay. Please comment down below what you think, if you like it, if you would have done it differently. It's not over, of course. I still need to get my sewing machine, sew everything in place, and I will definitely do all the embroidery here. I might do this off camera. I guess I'll try to take a couple pictures while I'm doing it. Sitting in a chair, I prefer to be in my couch, so it's a bit more difficult to take a video there. If you take videos while you're embroidering in the couch, I would love to know what kind of materials you use to, you know, put the phone somewhere, because I have no idea. All right, let's continue with this project.
I have quite a bit of machine sewing to do, starting with the little presents, the minuscule ribbons across, and yes, I will be changing the thread so that the colors look nice, and of course then I have to sew the tree and the white background. This sewing is in real time, so you can imagine how long it took me to sew everything. Let's speed it up a little bit now. For the tree, I am using the zigzag stitch because this fabric is a mess. There are bits of fabric everywhere. It comes undone very quickly, but on the bright side, you can barely see the stitch anyways at the end, so that's a good thing, thank God. And here it is, all the machine sewing is done, and now the hand sewing starts. So here are my big beads and then my smaller ones. And here are all the beads I chose for the project. I chose a lot of pinks and silvers and these vintage roses and a lot of different things. I really went for texture. I'm not too sure about the star at this point, but here are the different options. And now let's start adding the beads onto this Christmas tree. First thing to do is organize the beads so that they are all well distributed throughout the tree. It doesn't look nice if a type of bead is all over the top, but at the bottom you run out, you know? So I try to plan in advance as much as I can anyways. Plans tend to change a lot. I tried two different styles, as you can see, one with the ornaments everywhere on the tree and a second style with the beads right under the branches like here. So which one is your favorite? I'm going to select the second one. I really hope you like it. I have distributed all the beads evenly for each tree layer separately in that little mold that I use for my Galaxy notebooks, by the way. I really hope you like those. I have decided to sew the bigger beads in a line so it is faster than one by one, which would have taken me forever. If you are interested in the whole process, I made a detailed video with music in the background so you can see the sewing step by step. Once I am finished with the primary lines, I am adding some bigger beads at the bottom, like they're falling from the garlands in a way. And then I will be adding some smaller beads all over the tree just to make it look a little bit more sparkly and super cute. And here is our little Christmas tree all finished. What do you think? Comment down below with your thoughts. I wasn't very happy with the silver stars that I had. I really wanted a really nice one at the top of this patchwork Christmas tree. All the ones I had they weren't the right size or the right color. I could not find anything that I really liked in my stash. So let's make it. First, we need to choose a nice background that will look Nice. I want to embroider a ton of little beads on top of this silver star so it looks really sparkly, but I don't want the background to be white when you look closer, so I'm choosing some silver leather imitation. I really wanted one with glitter, but I could not find any in my stash and I didn't want to buy any. So we're going to have to just use what we have and add a lot of beads everywhere. Since I am using faux leather, it is quite thick, so I'm going to poke little holes everywhere I want to put beads so I don't struggle to push my needle through the material. And now it's time to embroider the beads, so I'm going for variety here, different shapes, different colors. Well, not colors, they're all silver, but they're like transparent or not transparent. I'm even using some star-shaped big pieces of glitter. And to use them, like strass, I guess, I don't know. So to use them, I am just going to poke a hole in the middle and secure them with the bead in the center. And here it is, all finished. I really hope you like it. Once all the sewing is finished, we need to prepare the hard elements for our covers. I am selecting 2 scrapbook paper pads, the bottom cover, so the hard part, and I am cutting to side another bead of cardboard for the spine. It's going to be 3 centimeters in length and 30 centimeters in height, like a scrapbook paper pad. Now I am sewing the front and the back panels together, and I really thought I had enough textile, but I should have added a little bit of textile in the middle for the spine as well. I kind of forgot while I thought it was enough, but it was a struggle to get all the length I needed in the end. Now it's finally time to glue the hardcover onto our patchwork textile cover. But first I am removing any bulk from my sewing. And I use loads of textile glue to make sure it just never ever leaves. And I'm going to take another new textile glue because this one is just not working. Of course, we also need to glue all the sides, so I recommend to start with the long edges. I am securing all my work with some pins, and I really like to use rulers to just make it very flat when it dries. I really like using that technique. Also, to hide the sewing on the spine, I am adding a piece of lace so it looks nice and finished. Once it's dry, it's time to free our notebook cover. It's nice to see the end result without all the pins in place. Of course, this was just the hard cover, so now we need to attach it to the actual photo album. So we are gluing our cover onto the first page of the photo album, which is actually the inside cover. It is meant to hide all the ugliness that you don't want to see inside the cover. As usual, I am using textile glue when there's textile involved and tacky glue everywhere else. Once the front panel and the spine are dry, we can remove the pins and glue the back panel. It's exactly the same process as before.
And now our sewing is completely finished, so it's going to be time to make the photo album. Make sure you go ahead and check out my other videos in this series where you will see how we finish the entire photo album, and it's a treat. I've got some surprises for you guys. If you like my videos, as usual, don't forget to give a big thumbs up, as it really helps out my channel, and you can of course subscribe to my channel for free. If you hit the bell button, you will be notified of my next videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!